but you're the worst. What the hell was we thinking? Compromise for no reason. Cause we
Happy and honored that you let me interview you, ma'am. Because your books,
Yes,
top
ma'am.
tier, top tier, top tier.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, and then we finna dive into these questions because I got questions.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, hello. My name is author J. Nell. I am the author of The Gideons, The Holiday Bad Boys, and The Obsidian Brotherhood. I write contemporary romance, later in life romance, interracial and multicultural romance, and a tad bit of fantasy romance. So, hi.
Okay, first question: The
Mm-hmm.
Gideon Brothers. The
Yes,
first
ma'am.
book, Jag,
Yes, ma'am.
Jag, Lord Jesus. What was your thought process in making them so diverse as far as brothers?
Honestly, I dreamed of Jag probably 11 years ago.
Mm,
So Jag kind of came already ready, to say, for lack of a better term. Um,
okay.
but when I went to tell the story, which was coincidentally never supposed to be published, um, no, he wasn't. He was my story. He was a story for me personally. I had challenged myself to see if I could write a book. That was really just the challenge. Can I write a book? And the book was supposed to be for my eyes only. Um, and I messed up when I let other people read them. Um, and he kind of took on a life of its own. So I knew I wanted them to be more cultural than what we normally see. It's
Mm,
usually white man, I won't say basic white man, but an American white man or Irish or something along those lines. And I wanted something a little different. And I have been in love with and searching for a Maori man for
woo,
years, honey.
yes.
For years. So I was
Yes.
like, yeah, why not? Why not? Why not make them Maori? Because that is um, a Polynesian that we don't really read about. We don't really see. We hear
Right.
basic Polynesian or Samoans.
Right. Right.
Samoans are huge,
Yeah.
but really not Maori too much. And I've
Right.
been in love with the New Zealand sect of Polynesians for a long time.
So how did you go about with it being an interracial relationship? How did you go about with making sure that it didn't come off like he was being, racist or microaggressions or anything like that in the book, with and making it come off more like you did with Jag and his brothers?
I did not want that racial stuff. And I
Mm.
mean, common sense would tell you if you're in an interracial relationship, you're going to deal with that. I
Right.
don't
Right.
have to put that in a book for you to know
Right.
that somewhere down the line, whether they went somewhere or whatnot, they were going to be faced with dealing with racism and people not approving of, a multicultural relationship. What I wanted to
Mm.
focus on was the love.
Right.
So that's what
Right.
I wrote about.
So
I
you
didn't.
said that.
I don't want to hear that.
You said that you was focusing on also later in life.
Yeah,
Why was that important?
because I don't really see me in a book. Like
Mm,
when I read the books and from the authors that I read, they're usually in their late 20s,
right,
maybe early 30s.
right.
Um, and for a long time, it was like the same woman in a different book. And every author had the same woman. She was most of the time light skin to light brown skin. She always had
Mm.
some either long hair or that pretty curly hair. It was skinny, or it was always the same woman, but I never saw me in a book. And I know
I
there are women like me who wants to see
mm-hmm.
themselves being loved.
Because Savvy,
Yeah.
I saw myself in that.
Yes.
I saw myself in that. So I everything from that relationship, I was like, oh, that's
Mhm.
me. That's
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
So I appreciate that. So what made you also decide that multicultural and interracial relationships were a thing of what you wanted to write about?
I fell in love with them. Um,
Mm,
I read a lot, or I should say, my sister read a lot to me when I was a little girl.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then once she's 6 years older than me, so when she turned 18, I was 12. She went off to college, and that kind of ended my reading. And I didn't read anymore. I didn't care anything about reading, especially for school. Like, I don't want to read this stuff. You
Right.
know what I mean? And I got back into it because I was in a really not good relationship. And my
Mm,
sister, same one who used to read, was like, pick up these books and just see. Just
mm,
you used to love it. So I got back into it, and it was like a switch had been flipped. I ate books, but it was all African American romance, which is a
right.
beautiful thing. My parents were married 46 years.
Right.
I know what black love looks like.
Right.
And I stuck in that genre until I
Mm-hmm.
kind of stumbled into interracial, and I was like, oh, this how they do
Mm-hmm.
it? White men doing it like this? Excuse me, where have I been? And once I hit that genre, I fell in love with it. I really did.
Now it was one book, Atlas,
Yeah,
and the other book, Anson.
Anson.
How
Yeah.
hard? How hard was it to deal with the sex trafficking aspect of those books dealing with women of color?
Mm. Honestly, it's always difficult to talk about that stuff, but I
Mm,
wanted to, in my own way, I like to bring awareness to certain
mm-hmm.
things, and I think I do that in every book. If you notice,
Right.
there's
Right.
there's always a touch of God in every book, whether people believe in him
Right.
or not.
Right.
And I try to do it where it's not overbearing, but that's a part of Savvy's life. She said that in Jag, right? My
Mm-hmm.
father's a pastor. Church is a part of who I am. So I
Right.
put it in, and I bring awareness to it, but not in an overbearing way. And I feel like sex trafficking among African American women, black women, is
Mm-hmm.
huge, and it doesn't get spoken about. If another nationality is taken, the world stops. We are
Mm,
taken at a rapid rate, and it's just another day. It's just another Saturday. It's just another Sunday, whatever day it is.
right.
So I wanted to talk about you know what what is real life happening in our community
Mm-hmm.
in this book. So yeah, it's difficult because even though what I wrote was fiction, someone is living that reality right now.
That's right, Steph. You did take care with that subject without glorifying it. And that's what I respect so much about your books. You take a subject that is hard pressed in our community, but you do not glorify it. You bring
Hmm.
awareness to it and make it come off so eloquently.
Thank you.
Okay. So you also touched on a little bit of BDSM. And
Yes.
which book was it? Number six. It was
Asher.
Asher.
Asher. Hmm.
So how was that? Speaking with BDSM and a black woman and a white man.
Oh, let me tell you, the tightrope.
Because I was like, oh God, oh God.
The tightrope I walk, because I'm not into that lifestyle.
Right.
And it's not something that, I have a lot of knowledge in,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not in it. So I wanted it to be authentic. And I felt it gave that. I had someone reach out to me on Messenger and was like, she is in that lifestyle. She does have a total dom. And he read the parts and was like, yeah, she got it. So I was like, yes, thumbs up. But I also didn't want it to slide over into, did he just hit her? Did this white man just hit this black woman? I know she didn't.
Because I was clenching my pearls. I was like, Because the
It
last
was
book, when he said he owned a BDSM club, I was like, wait. What's going to happen? So I was kind of
it was
scared.
it was a tightrope, and I hope that I gave the BDSM aspect in a respectful way, in a way that it was okay for people
Mm.
to see Carla have a white dom,
Right,
because
right.
we can easily slide into slavery. We can
Right,
easily slide
right,
into that. We can easily, him
right.
spanking her or
Because
whipping her or certain ways he would talk to her. So it really was a tightrope. It really was a
right,
tightrope for me.
because people don't realize it's black BDSM and then it's BDSM, and there's a
Right.
reason because of stuff
Right.
that our ancestors went through and what we still going through.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I
Because if
appreciate
it
it.
was a black man and a black woman, oh, I would have been, all bets is off. But because Asher, oh yeah, all bets is off. All bets is
Right,
off. You know what I mean? But because
right,
Asher is a white man, it was like I need to do this respectfully and I need to do this
right.
carefully so that it is not triggering,
Hmm.
right? And it is it you can see it through a love through
Right,
their
right.
relationship.
And you
That
saw
was
that.
their relationship. So
You saw
it
that.
was a tightrope though, honey. I was like, I'm done with this book. I'm not writing this story no more. I don't want this subject again.
Okay. Megan in the last book,
Yes. Yeah.
her situation,
Yeah.
how writing such a traumatic, because that was, I couldn't even imagine writing something so traumatic that
Yeah.
she went through. How was that for you in your mindset, writing about her torture, her rape, and writing her revenge and all that stuff? How was that
Mhm.
like in your mindset when you was writing that?
It's as a writer, it always takes you there, right? Because
Mm,
for me, I can a lot of times I put myself in those women's shoes. So
right, right.
I think that's why I can walk the tightrope because
Mm,
I put myself in that situation. I say, okay, now if this was you, how would you react? You know what I mean?
right, right.
And so it's always hard, but
Mm,
it's hard and it's not hard because I know where she's going to end up. I think that's the difference. I know that even though she's going through hell right now, or she's been through hell,
right,
she's gonna come out the other side okay.
right.
So I think that helps me write those stories, but I also want to keep it on the level where it's not too much for readers. Nana, can you
Mm.
hand me my cup? I meant to bring it in here. I'm thirsty. So yeah, I don't want to write it where it's too much. I don't feel like
Right,
you have to peel back every layer for the
right,
reader
right.
to be able to understand what is going on. I don't need to be super graphic for you guys to know what she experienced, especially as a woman to
Mm,
woman.
right,
We know if I say, girl, yeah, I was in an abusive relationship, automatically I don't got to be in that relationship to know that you went through hell. You know what I
right,
mean? And I'm
right.
glad you're out of it. So it is hard, but
Yeah.
it makes it easy because I'm about to write her in a way that she's coming out of this and she's coming out better.
I love their relationship. I love, love, love their relationship. But okay, you have Peter and the General who are
Yeah.
older
Yeah.
and they're coming into their own in far as relationship. Now, how was
Mm-hmm.
that? Like, especially with not Peter but the General, especially since
Yeah.
what happened with his wife and you know
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
everything, and the female main character having her issues as far as with relationships, and
Mm-hmm.
more of a we can hit it quit it, but I ain't trying to be
Right.
with you. So how was
Yeah.
that?
I in a lot of my books you'll find tidbits of my life,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to say what tidbits. If you know me, you know tidbits. And for the general, I really tapped into the struggle I've seen with my father since my mother passed away.
Mm,
Getting back into the dating scene
right, right.
and how I responded to that. Because, like I said, my
Mm,
parents were married 46 years when she passed away. They're
mm,
all I've ever known
right,
is them two together.
right.
So, I really tapped into that. I saw his struggle,
Hmm.
because he does have a young lady that he speaks. She lives in South Carolina. We live in New York, so it ain't nothing crazy. But
Hmm.
baby, when she first popped up, I tried to flip it over. You hear me? I was like, who? Where's she at? Like, absolutely, that brat that Megan was. That's me.
Yeah.
That was me. Yeah. So, I really try to tap into real life situations that I've experienced or that I've seen other people experience,
Hmm.
in my life. So it was almost healing for me
Mm.
to let the general be happy with Bree. Because
Yeah.
I had to get to the point where I had to let my dad be happy with who he's happy with at this
Right.
point. So yeah, it was healing for me.
So, with a lot of the black females in this, you also brought in Afro Latina because the one that is with Atlas, she's Afro Latina. That's correct.
I never did specify what true is.
Mm.
But yeah, because Victor is, what was he, from Colombia? So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
So you wrote the Obsidian Brothers.
Obsidian
Now
Brothers. Yeah.
we only got one of them, one book of that. So
Yeah.
where is that going?
I don't know. They didn't get accepted as well as my other series.
Mm.
Not sure why, but I know a lot of people's like, "Oh, fantasy is not my thing," and I'm like, to me, the Obsidian Brothers is a love story with a side of fantasy. That's
Right.
that's the way I look at it.
I thought it was paranormal.
Fantasy, paranormal. Because someone asked me what it is, I said, "Child, I don't know. I don't know. I made them people up. I know it's not contemporary. I can tell you that it's not just
Right.
interracial, you know." But I've also had the people who've read it reach out to
Mm.
me like, "Okay, in book 2?"
I know I'm one
And
of.
I'm like,
I'm one of.
so I think once I get a handle back on my schedule, because things
Right.
kind of went cockeyed for a second,
Okay.
I'm gonna do the other books, but they'll be exclusives. So
Okay.
they'll be like on my website where you could just get them through there rather than upload them to Amazon for the people who
Okay.
really want the rest of their story. And then I'll see where to go with them.
Now you have the holiday series.
Yes.
Now those some nasty motherfuckers. Them Cupid, them all of them downstairs, all of them. They some nasty nasties. Now you hit me with the Gideon brothers. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
these some alpha, sexy. Now these
Hmm.
Cupids, they some freaks.
Well, they're not all Cupids.
What? Yeah, what are they?
So they're just the little known characters of these
Mm.
holidays because
Okay,
we didn't know that Kris Kringle had a twin brother, which is
I
Nick.
sure hell did.
Right? we didn't know that Cupid had a cousin, which is
Right,
Karis, right?
right.
And then Finn is, he's just the brother
Uh
to
huh.
St. Patrick's Day, St. Patrick.
Right.
And then of course we got Maverick coming, who's
Thank
Fourth
you,
of
Jesus.
July.
Thank you. Look, you have made me addicted to your book. So when I'm sitting here like a crack fiend, thirsty. When I saw Jacille book about to
Yeah,
come out, I was like,
yeah.
oh man, do you need an arc reader?
Yeah.
Please, Jesus, let me get it.
I do. And me and my PA was talking. I said, I'm going to get an art team because I've never had one. I'm like, I need an art team. And I was going to put it on TikTok, like, contact me if you want to be an art reader
I'm
because I do
contacting you
need
through
that.
this interview.
I hear you, girl.
Because the whole Gideon Brothers series, they book bags. They book bags.
I'm gonna hate to end their series, but I'm gonna hate it and not hate it all at the same time. The love that I've gotten for that series, when I wasn't supposed to be a writer, I'm call myself at this point an accidental writer because I really was never supposed to be here. And for me to not have any experience in writing for the love that I get for them Gideon, which I get because yes, God, but I'm gonna hate to see them go. I hate to see them go.
You
I
got
am.
you got redheads, you got
Yeah,
Polynesian, Maury.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, you got them doing the hooker dance. I mean, come on,
yeah,
come on.
yeah, yeah.
That's every black woman's fantasy.
I know, and
A
they be
ginger
cutting
and a
up.
Polynesian.
Yes,
That's every
giving it
black
up
woman's fantasy.
and loving they women hard. They go hard for their
Ooh,
women. They go hard for them.
that's another question. How did you? Is that something that you thought like, okay, this is how I would want to be loved, or this
Yes,
is how
ma'am.
I am getting loved? So I'm going to write about it and have these brothers show what I want it to be, or what is going on in my life right now.
Baby, I got zip zero, stingy with De Niro going on in my life right now.
Not
You
De
understand what I'm saying?
Niro.
Not nan thing, not nan everything. Okay, not nothing. So those who don't have, right. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So
That's
no,
what's
it
up.
really was. It really was. If I could, because like I said, I dreamed of him. I dreamed of
Mm,
him, Jag, 12 years ago. And he stuck with me all these years. I just didn't know what to do with him. You know, he was just a dream guy.
mm,
So when I wrote him, I wrote, if I could
mm.
create a man to love me, how would I want him to love me? And there was Jag.
Do you
And then
think?
as each, yeah,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, do you think that as a romance author, do you think, or romance author, reader, reviewer, whatever, do you think that reading these stories help guide us through our own romance? Uh,
I
if,
think reading these stories sets the bar for some women. It lets us
mm,
know that, like, you know, the Gideons are beyond belief, over the top,
mm-hmm.
billionaires. But it also, I think what people like about them is the little things they do.
Yeah, yeah,
It's the little stuff. It's the care that they take. Like even in Anson's book, it wasn't a lot of money he gave. He didn't give her a bunch of gifts, but he
right.
gave her peace. He gave her space. He gave her a place to heal. And so I think it gives women, older
Mm-hmm.
women such as myself, plus size women, because that's a big thing in my books. Plus size,
Yeah,
older,
yeah, yeah.
dark
I
skin,
love that.
natural haired women, because Lennox is dark with dreads, dark and older with dreads. And Peter is loving her down.
Down,
Big Daddy
Lo-
Pete loves
loving
him
her
some Lenny.
down.
Okay?
Kissing the ground she
All of
walking
that.
on.
All that. Anything she asks for, it's gonna be a yes from Big Daddy Pete. Okay? So I think it does give women like, I can ask for this. I
Right.
can expect this. I don't have to take bottom of the barrel. I don't have to.
Do you
Yeah.
think that as a black author, when you hear some people in the black reader space say, "Oh, that's not real black romance because it's interracial romance," how do you feel when people say that?
It's so irritating to me. It's
Mm,
very very irritating to me because the whole point is for a woman to be loved.
right,
That's
right.
it. Authentic, real deal love.
Mm,
Okay? And whether that's coming from a black man, and like I said, ain't nothing like them. Okay? Let's just put it, ain't nothing like them. But don't quiet as it's kept. There's some other ones out there that, you know what I mean? So don't, my thing is she being loved? Is she
mm,
being treated well? I'm all for black love because, like I said, my parents were married 46 years, never separated, never divorced, none of that. Um, but don't box us like that.
right, right.
And I think that's been an issue for black women for years. Other races date outside their races, but black women have held it down for black men for years. And we are behind the ball when it
Mm,
comes to now dating interracially. You know what I
right,
mean? And so it bugs me because, first of all, yeah, we can love outside our race, but second of all, it's a black author writing this book. Support the black author. You're more concerned with characters than the
right,
black
right.
woman who's writing them. Like that makes no sense to me.
Now, do you think, as interracial relationships, how do you feel about a white author writing these
No,
situations?
ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am.
no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. Mm-mm. I will put it this way: if she's writing as a white woman being in love with a black man, maybe because I'm doing the same thing, right? I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
white man, but I'm writing about how a white man would love a black woman. But
Right,
if
right.
you're writing it the flip side of the game, where you're the main female character is a black woman, please don't do
Mm.
that.
Right,
Please don't
right.
do that. You have no idea how our existence exists. So just please don't. But you trying to get me? Listen, just stick with
Hey,
don't. Just don't.
let me tell you something. These interviews that I do on TikTok, this is open game. Say what you want, say how you feel, because when I put the questions out there, I just want your honest answer.
Yeah, I don't really care for it. I don't
Mm,
know why. I don't even have a valid reason why. I just no. Just write what you write. Like here's my thing. They got the game on lock, right?
right, right.
You got so why tip over here?
Mm,
Stay over there. Because the reverse side of the game, if a black woman wrote about white love, y'all would be looking cross-eyed.
mm.
So just don't. Just you play your game and we'll play ours.
So let me ask you this: what do you want to see from the romance genre as a whole, as far as for Black authors who do write interracial, multicultural relationships in stores or in marketing or whatever? What do you, as an author, as a Black author, what do you want to see?
I would like to see more because they pick and choose which ones they're going to tell. I don't know. Yeah, it's maybe one or two. Well, Borders. If I'm dating myself now, if y'all remember Borders, Borders used to have a whole African American
Yeah, they
section.
did.
Barnes and Noble doesn't have that. They're just mixed in. But there are one or two black female authors that's writing interracial that you can find at like Books a Million or Barnes and Nobles. And I, off the top of my head, can list off at least five
Mm,
black women authors who write interracial that writes fire ass books. Okay, writes books that will have you looking like a crackhead in the middle. You know what I mean? I need to see that. People need to see that. You know
right.
what I mean? I don't like the fact that it's that independent authors have to kill themselves to be noticed for people to read, and that you never find them in mainstream bookstores. I
So
need more
what?
of it.
So what do you, as a indie author, what do you
Mm-hmm.
want as far as an indie author? How would you want your readers or reviewers or just people in general who are enjoy your books? How would you want them to help you help push out your books?
Talk about them, share them. Put them on TikTok. When I seen you do, I think you did. What did you do? Cupid's kiss.
Mm,
And I reached out like you got to read the Gideons, and you read it, and without me having to ask or expecting you to, you did a video. You tagged me, and I was like, she did it, that type of stuff. But that helps because voice can only go so far.
right.
And right now I'm in one pond. So if I can throw my line into your pond and you
Mm,
throw your line into another pond, next thing you know, we done came out of the ponds and we in the ocean. I need that.
facts.
I need that. So, talk about them, push them. We're not second rate authors because we're independent authors. Most of us are independent authors because we've gotten to the point where we're not going to let somebody else tell us what we're going to write.
Mm,
We're not. I'm gonna write my story the way I want to write my story. And when you're in a publishing house, a lot of times you don't have that ability. You don't have that freedom to write the story that you really want to write or that people really want to hear. I don't think I could have written the Gideons the way I wrote them if I was in a publishing house.
hell nah. Hell nah. Because I have never, I'm dead ass. I have never, in the whole time I have been reading in my 44 years on this damn planet, I have never read a book that was so about the Black woman, but it was an
Mm-hmm.
interracial relationship
Mm-hmm.
and made it come off respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that at Barnes and Nobles. I've never
Mm-hmm.
seen that at Books a Million.
Right.
Yeah. And the stores that do it, they don't get pushed much because they're
Mm-hmm.
smaller mom and pop
Indie.
shops,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
is
That too.
shameful,
Right.
because I feel like indie authors should get pushed, because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I'm starting to see that I drift more towards indie authors than I do traditional. Nothing against traditional.
Right.
But I haven't read traditional publishing since like 3 years ago.
And that's because we writing what the hell we want to write. We're writing what we want to read, and we're writing it the way we want to write it. No one is dictating to us. Because I had a woman say, with the Gideons, that I may have to change this or that for it to get picked up at a publishing house. I said, now I'll write you another story, but you can't get them Gideons. I don't know what made you think the Gideons was up for sale. Like,
Oh man.
not them. Not them.
Oh man.
I probably would have to go in the witness protection program
Oh,
if I messed around and did something to them Gideons. I would
because
have to run for my life.
the Gideon brothers were all over TikTok. If you didn't know, you didn't know because it was all over, especially Jag. Jag
Mm-hmm.
was every freaking where I turned. So it was just like, oh, oh. And then when I read it, it was just like, oh, I got to read all these.
I didn't know he was all over TikTok like that. That's
Yes,
amazing. I
yes.
didn't know that.
And
He's the man, the myth, the legend. That is my boy. I said, whenever I write a new book, I always ask my betas, like, okay, how does this one rank? And everybody has their favorite. And they say, okay, Erica, what about this one? I say, it's Jack for me. Like, it's Jack. You're biased. I don't care what you say. Don't care what you got to say, because the way he loved Savvy was just, it just set the tone, baby. I'm sorry. He courted the hell out of her. He wooed her. He protected her. Girl,
at
please.
his old ass
It is
age,
Jack for me.
at his old ass age, he was like, I don't need to get the meow meow up front. I'm finna
No.
woo you so you will
Yeah.
know me and know what
Yeah.
I'm about. That is something that, and I say this often, if men read romance books, life would be so much easier for them.
Let me tell you something.
I ain't talking about the crazy shit. Don't be coming up
No.
here trying to, tear off my door and shit, because then I'm gonna have to shoot you. But I'm talking
That
about
part.
I'm just talking about the romance, not no
The
Nick
love
Mills,
part.
not no
Right.
Nick Mills craziness, not no
Don't get
certified
fucked
maniac.
up. Don't get fucked up, okay?
But that's right. That's right. The cheat code. They
They
missing it.
are missing that. They are missing it.
They are
They
missing
are. They are. I said that. On my way to work in the morning, I call Jesus the Big J. I talked to the Big J in the car on my way to work. I talked to him just like that. I said, "Hey, Big J," because we on it like that, And I said, Jesus, when you send him, he don't have to read every single one of my books, okay? If you want to know how to love me, read Jag. That's all you got to read. You don't even got to read the rest. Read Jag, baby. Read the books.
I say
Read
it
them.
all the time. I said it on my radio show. I said it on my podcast. If a man wants to know how to please a woman,
Read a romance book.
read a romance book.
And a good. Don't get that rinky dink stuff. Don't you go get no Harlequin or no come out. Get an independent author.
I wasn't even gonna throw no name out there, but thank you for saying it. I wasn't even gonna do it.
Matter of fact, find one of her romance books. That's what you do. Go when you see she got a book and it's bent up to be damned, all the creases in it, that she done went and read it 12, 11 times, 100 times. That's the one you read. Because it's something about that man and the love in that story that calls to her. Read that book. It'll tell you everything you need to know. But they slow. Bless their heart.
So in the holiday series,
Yeah.
you have made these men basically for women who have ran through the mud, who just went through some bullshit, and these motherfuckers just couldn't act right.
Yes.
Men creeping up on the come up and fall in love with these women, but they giving them the best sex they ever had in their motherfucking life. So what was that about? Where that come from?
First of all, I didn't go looking for Nick. Nick came looking for me. Nick woke my ass up out of my sleep telling me his story. He was like, listen, I'm Chris Kringle brother. I said, first of all, sir, I got to be working in the morning. And it's like 2 or 3 o'clock. You tripping. You know, and I remember when I got up, I called my PA Carla. I said, "Girl, Chris Kringle got a twin brother." She said, "Erica, what the hell is you talking about?"
Lord.
I said, "Listen, this is what was told to me last night." And when I opened myself up to Nick, then came Karis, then came Finn, then came Maverick, and I said, "People gonna think I'm crazy as hell writing these books. They gonna think I'm nuts to write these books."
Finn?
Yeah.
That one? That one? That Finn? Bruh. Finn? I had to read that book like 2 times. I was like, I need to understand my brother. What? 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 I was reading
Finn was flipping. Finn was putting it on. Finn was
man,
getting it in.
you know, you have this one thing they do in every book. When they cock that knee up,
Yeah,
it's over. It's over.
it's done. It's a wrap. Yes, ma'am.
It's
Yes,
like
ma'am.
a WWE move. I'm like, damn.
That'd be like, finish him.
Like, damn, okay. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
was like, now this is the type of this is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And the same with your Gideon Brother series.
Yeah.
The sex is not to the point that we looking at Pornhub. It's more so that it is literally like, damn, he tearing this shit up.
He's getting it in.
He's trying to stir up ovaries and shit.
Yeah. Yes, child. Mortal Kombat.
Yes,
Finish him. Yes.
Finish her.
Yes. And you know the thing that I did with the women is they haven't had garbage sex. Even Savvy said William was no pushover. He wasn't a slouch in the bedroom. But these, and I think what it is, honestly, is the love. It's the love and the connection that they have built, the relationship that they've built. And then when the sex come in, it's just that much more. That trust, that intimacy just ratchets it up. Because these women feel free to be who they want to be. They don't feel like they have to hide part of themselves or be ashamed of what they like or don't like. And these men want to please them, and they love them so much that they about to your back about to get broke. This bed about to be shaken.
They definitely was. Look here. What's his name? Who got paralyzed? What was his name?
Joseph
got paralyzed and still was trying to get a wood.
Wasn't no trying. He flipped her ass upside down in a wheelchair.
I'm sitting here like, now this don't make no damn sense. In real life, motherfuckers can't even do this shit. What in the hell? And they got all functions.
Child, and I knew how that was gonna come out. I put a warning in the front of his book. Do not try these moves at home. Do not do this. Don't do this. Cause I had someone reach out to me, and I ain't gonna give her name out. Said, "Child, her and her person tried it and almost killed her damn self." I said, "Why would you do that? God. Why would you try to get flipped over in the chair? Why would you do that? You don't have a Gideon at home. You need a Gideon for that level of foolery." Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna do a rapid fire with you.
Okay.
Book bang. Of all time, and I need to know the author.
Oh, you book. Can't know.
Yes, the author, the book, and sum it up. Come on, give it to me.
I can't do one.
Give it to me.
Okay, I'm gonna give you like 5.
Give me one. You gotta give me one.
Wyatt from the Brothers Black series.
Ooh,
Blue Sapphire.
Girl, I almost jumped up on this bed. What the hell?
Yuri from what's the name of his book? It's Blue Sapphire, but Yuri in the book, Yuri and Val. But Yuri, yes ma'am, you can get it anywhere.
Why are you bringing up Blue Sapphire? Because
her books had me shook. Mason from Theodore Taylor, His to Own. Okay. I said I wasn't even gonna I was like, I don't know what kind of rinky-dink story she wrote about this racist ass man done bought this black woman. I'm not reading that shit. Theodore done lost her mind. I messed around and read it and like, yes, Mason can get it. Yes. Yes. Yes, please.
Okay, you
Yeah.
gave me 3.
Yep.
You say you got
Yeah, we're
5.
gonna leave. We oh no, we still want more.
You got
The
2 more.
Savant Brothers. The Savant Brothers. Was it is it
Oh,
Adam?
oh, oh,
By
Sonya
my
B.
girl
Sonya
Sonia
B.
B. Yes,
Ooh.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And Mad Dog from her, I think, Delta
Oh,
Force
quit
series.
playing the Delta Force security.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yep.
my God. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sonya B. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we not even gonna. I can pick one from King Ellie, Francesca Penn. Um, I did Theodora, Blue Sapphire, Eve Vaughn. If you've never read Eve Vaughn, get into it. Get into it. Okay?
Uh,
We're not gonna talk about it. Get into Eve Vaughn because she makes me sick. I can't wait to meet her. We're not gonna talk. We, yes,
not
ma'am.
to make you sick, Lord
Oh,
Jesus.
yes. Expectations up here for a man, just all the way through the roof.
Okay.
Her Gian Marco. I'm so serious. Read that book. If you haven't read Yvonne Gian Marco, oh, girl, you don't know what you're missing. You don't
So
know.
so tell me, what is next for J Neal? What is the upcoming project for J Neal that we all need to be on the lookout for?
Well, we know Ja's coming out in
Jaceel.
13 days. Ja Steele is coming out in 13. He was a joy to write. He really was. Ja Steele is the most laid back of the Gideon brothers. Um, but he definitely gave off big dick energy. And
Ooh.
his woman, Parker, baby, please reach out.
Hey, Corbin.
Yes, we get some cooking because he is the chef of the chefs,
You
and we
you
get
can't you
some.
can't. He's Polynesian. He's Maury, right?
He is.
So
He
you got
is.
a Maury who's fine, who's
Yeah.
thick, who's
Yeah.
tall, who can
Yeah.
cook, and got big
Mm-hmm.
dick energy. God damn.
Yes. Yes. And he fucks some shit up at the end of the day.
Uh,
Because one thing you don't do is mess with a Guinean woman. You just don't. So yeah. So Ja's coming the 30th of this month.
okay.
Maverick will be released on July 4th. And Maverick, I'm telling the people now, and I will put a warning, please read, has that BDSM. He is bringing the BD and the SM. His book is called Star Spangled Bondage.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, can I be an arc reader?
Yes, ma'am, you can. And it's black on black. I don't want to hear nobody mouth. It's black
Wait,
on black.
wait,
Maverick is
wait,
black
wait.
and she's black.
Back up, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Repeat that one more time.
It's black on black. He's black and Legacy is her name is black.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, J Neal. Okay,
The
okay.
general was black. The general in brief is black.
You know, I tend to not like older men, but General could have got it. he could have got it. Him and Peter. Big Daddy Pete.
Listen, when I wrote Peter's story, I was like, Peter is 60. I got to write a love story for a 60-year-old. Like, I got to write a love scene for a 60-year-old. How, like, he can't just be breaking backs. Like, how is this going to be realistic? This
Girl, if
man,
Anna Nicole can do it, we all can do it.
this man got a swing. And when I figured out the swing in the shower situation, if y'all haven't read them, read them. My girlfriend called me and said, "Bitch, I need a swing in the shower." I said, "And me too, and me too."
Ow.
Yeah, all that. I need that too. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So, with all this being said, do you think, as an author, an indie author as a whole, with like I guess Booktalk and Bookstagram, do you think they should more cater to indie authors compared to now they have like traditional authors and their books up and you can buy them, but they don't have any indie
Yeah.
authors out?
And I feel that way because traditional publishing houses push. They have
Mm-hmm.
the funds to
Right, right.
market and push and pay for book talkers to, review and push even more. But indie authors, it's all out of pocket. And if
Mm,
you've never written or been around someone who writes independently, it's expensive. It's not,
mm,
it's not cheap. And in the beginning, like I said, when I did Jag and Atlas and all of that, I did them on my own. I didn't have them, nobody guiding me. I didn't have no experienced person. It was all Erica. It was all Nell. I was fumbling around, figuring things out on my own. You know what I mean? And so when people are like, "Oh, you need an editor, you need this," editors run 1,500
mm.
to 3,000 or more. And
Right, right.
I'm writing out of pocket. I don't have a husband. I don't have a second income. So, and that's just an editor. You got to get the book formatted. You have to get a cover artist to do your book. It's so much that goes into it, and a lot of us don't have the funds to even come close to competing with what a traditional publishing house, how they're going to push out those books. So yes, I feel like indie authors need
Thank
the
you.
help more than traditional publishing house do.
Mm, mm. So, oh, thank you for the roses. Thank you. Um, so another question. So, do you feel like what about the audiobooks? Are you going to do any audiobooks? Because Corbin is on here. I see Corbin. And his voice,
Who's on here? He on the
Corbin
call right
King.
now?
Corbin King. Corbin fucking King.
He's on here right now with us?
Yes. And that man's
Oh.
voice,
Well, Corbin, hit me up, sir. Hit me up. Yes, I would love to. I
that
would
man's
love
voice.
to. I would love to do Jag. I would love to do the whole Gideon series um, as audibles. But
Mm.
he got to have the right voice for Jag. And
Corbin
the
got
female, let
that
me tell you
deep
something.
voice. That deep voice that
Ooh,
I see Jag got.
I need it.
Or
I
Atlas
need
got.
it. I need it. I need it. And I need the right voice for the female. I need the right
Mm.
voice because she's not hood, but
Right.
she's not 100% proper. I need you to
Right.
get that balance.
Right.
I
Right.
need I
Right.
need that right balance. But yes, ma'am. To answer your question, I would love to. I would love to, and that is
Because
something
I
that.
need an audible Jag so I could be, riding and I could be hearing all what he be saying to her.
Mm, mm,
I need
mm.
to hear it. So when I get out my car, I'm in a very good mood.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm with you on that. That is a project that I have put on the list to do. When and that's the other thing, pushing out indie authors, the money that I get from the royalties, which
Mm,
Amazon is just
garbage.
it keeps dwindling. I
Mm,
use that to do other stuff with my books.
right, right,
That's the money I use. So if I'm only bringing in $300 a month, I can't do that. I can't get no audio book with that. I can't.
right.
Them people gonna be looking at me like, what I'm supposed to do with $300? So, but yes, that is a project I really want to do. But I do have to find the right voices, and I got to get my coins together for that.
Do you think that because I know asked you the question about how people black people in the community, they say, oh, interracial romance is not black romance, whatever.
Hmm.
But do you feel that when someone puts the interracial multicultural romance into urban romance, is that a problem for you, or are you
Mm.
cool with that, or you want it to be separate?
I think it depends on the author because I think
Mm,
there are some interracial authors who write interracial urban, if that makes
hmm.
sense. The
Right, right.
characters are more on an urban level. So I'm okay with that. But I think I don't think my books will fit into that
Mm,
category, but I do know some authors, some interracial authors who are more on the urban side of the writing genre. Yeah, so I don't
right.
see a problem with that one at all. Yeah.
Okay. So, what is a book that you've always wanted to do but you have not done outside of the genre that you've already done?
I just said this to my sister, like I think it was last night. I want to do a Christian romance.
Who?
Christian romance.
I have never in my life. How'd that go?
Really?
I
I'm
swear to you, I'm
I'm
so
gonna send
smart.
you. I'm gonna send you the name of an author that I read. She does Christian romance.
I'm
As
so
a matter
smart.
of fact,
Listen,
how
I know
it
that the
ain't no
devil
smut
is
in it. It ain't
waiting
no
on me.
smut.
I know the devil and his minions are waiting on me because I know because I'm too smutterlicious. So when you said Christian romance, I may be
Christian
wearing a
romance.
cross, but let me walk into church and see how it burned down.
Oh, I can't stand you. I
I'm
would
just
if
saying.
I did well when I do, because that is one thing I do want to do. I
Hmm.
do want to write that book. It wouldn't be under the J Nell pen name.
Hmm.
It
Okay.
would be
Okay.
under my actual
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something I want to do.
I would have to
I've
read
caught
that.
yeah, but you know the way that you said you saw yourself as savvy.
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
author wrote a book, and I swear to goodness, the main female character, I said, that's me. It was me. All I
Mm.
saw was me. I said, that's me. The only thing it was missing was a smut. I was like, this. First of all, the book was good. I laughed. I cried. I got mad. I wanted when she dumped the cake on his head. I was like, "Hey, you should punch him in his face because he playing with you, playing in your face, girl." Yeah, yeah. She's an amazing author,
So
and
how
yeah,
would that play out when you have, when your female characters are in your books, they are
yeah,
so badass.
yeah.
Like it's like don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it type females.
Let me tell
So
you something.
how would that Christian romance?
I
How would
wish you
those?
would have met my. I wish you'd have met my mama because
Mm,
that was my mama. My
mm,
father is a pastor.
mm,
Told you a lot of what I write, real life stuff. And my mother was a first lady for 20-ish years, and
mm.
she was a rah-rah girl. Okay, she wasn't disrespectful. She wasn't crazy like you see these first ladies fighting now. She wasn't
Right,
doing
right,
that,
right, right.
but she would get you told
Ooh,
in the name of Jesus. Don't play
oh
with
yeah.
her. Don't play with her. Don't get your feelings hurt in the name of Jesus. But like I said, she wasn't disrespectful. I see other, first ladies, they fighting and they do. No, my mother
Right,
wasn't like
right.
that. But she also carried herself in a way that we might not want to cross her. We might leave her alone. Just,
So tell me
yeah.
one trope.
So it's there.
One trope
Yeah.
that is a trope that you just like, I cannot. And then give me a trope that is your favorite trope.
I don't know if it's a trope, but I hate that misunderstanding foolishness. That
Okay.
back and forth.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Everything's going good. She
Mm-hmm.
walk in, he's hugging somebody. Instead of walking your ass in there and asking him, what the hell is this? You run away. Now
Ah.
for a whole 5 chapters, y'all broke up. And I got to keep reading this dumb shit for 5 chapters. When you could have just literally walked up, because Savvy would have rocked up on her like, what the
Savvy
hell
is
is
that
this?
girl. Savvy is that girl.
You know
I
what I mean?
told you that's me.
That
That's me.
yes, yes. Savvy would have walked. All of them. True probably would have shot her
That
because
part.
True always got a gun, like always. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't like that. I
So
don't
what
like
tropes do you like?
I like mine. I like the later in life. I don't like I don't know. I don't mind friends to enemies.
Mm.
I probably love at first sight because a lot of mine are almost instantaneous love. A lot of them are.
And
But I think that attributes to most of the characters in my book are older women. They're
Brandy,
at a stage that they know what they want. They don't have time for the foolishness.
Brandy, you right. The
Oh, the miscommunication trope.
miscommunication.
I can't. It makes me want to just put the book down. Like I don't want to do this. Because here's my question, Brandy. How are you 32 and you own your own company and you a multi-billionaire and you a bad bitch in your own right, but you see your man hugging on a woman and you run away crying? Make it make sense.
Because these hands are for everyone.
They
They
are
rated
rated
E
E for
for everyone.
everyone. Okay? And so is this mouth. Because I will cuss you out wherever you at. So back up off them. Excuse you? Hello? How are you like running this $1 million company, you Fortune 500 type, you know, CEO, COO, CFO, but you can't check a bitch hugging your man? I'm not understanding. It
Cause
don't
he
make no
would
sense
have
to
got
me.
checked, she would have got checked, and I probably would have turned over some tables and shit on my
Girl,
way
a
out the
whole
door.
building, wherever we at, about to get flipped. Cause let me tell you something. I've been single for a long time. Let bruh walk in the door. You understand what I'm saying? And we got a love thing going on. And Sally Sue come over switching. She gonna get her feelings hurt, and so is he. Cause I'm gonna dot both your eyes and hers. Okay,
And we sit. Mm.
playing with my emotions. I don't waited too long, and she just don't know. I think the hell not. You better go have several seats.
That's right,
Several.
Brandy. I'm going to jail. J to the A to the I to the big ass L.
Yes,
Jail.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But okay, so let them know once again your new work's coming out,
Yeah.
what they need to be looking for, how they can follow you, what your sites, what you're doing, everything. Let us know, because I'm trying to be your art alpha beta sigma November October. I'm trying to be
I,
all of
all
that.
of them. All of them.
All of them.
All of the above. Yes, ma'am.
Both of them. All of them. Yes.
Well, it's 3 and 4. Three
Yes.
and four. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Mr. Josh Steele, if you don't know him, you got about 13 days to catch up on the Gideons. He will be out on June 30th on Amazon. He's up for pre-order now. Um, and then Maverick, be prepared. I sent my betas the first little blurb, the first little part, and they were like, okay, yeah, we need the rest of this story. So Maverick is coming out. Like I said, he got some BDSM, his Star Spangled Bondage. That should tell you everything you need to know. And then in August, I'm also in a series, the Club Desire series.
Wait a
Pleasured by
minute.
Sin.
Wait a
Yes, ma'am.
minute. Wait.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Pause. What that be like? What's that?
So Club Desire is a BDSM club.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my story is Pleasured by Sin. It's a bunch of them. They did Summer of Love. I think we're Summer of Love. Maybe Winter of Love. Club Desire series. And so I'm in the Summer of Love. So mine is Pleasured by Sin.
And when does that come
Club
out?
Desire. August 14th, if memory serves me correctly. I'll call you because, yes, art for me on that. Because that's some BDSM, and I told you I ain't in that. You know, so that'll be that'll be coming out. I've been bullied. I have been bullied into writing Maxith's story from the Holiday Bad Boys. You know Maxith,
Mm-hmm.
the enforcer. So
Yeah.
Maxith will have a story, and Miss Rose from Karis's story, because I've been bullied into Miss Rose's story. Y'all are bullies. So they'll be coming out sometime this year. I will most likely finish the Gideons this
Don't
year.
say that.
I know.
Don't say
I
that.
know. I will most likely finish the
Don't
Gideons
they
this
got
year.
some friends, some cousins?
Well, the twins will get stories too. So Emerson and Eliza, if you've never read, then you don't know E2, they call them, from Astra's book. They'll
Yeah.
get their own books. So we'll have at least a little taste of the Gideons from that. But the 8 brothers and the 2 friends, the General and Peter, their stories will be done.
I'm gonna need you to pull Brotherhood of the Daggers and keep going for like 100 books. I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need you to keep going. I don't even know what kinfolk they got left, but just let them pop up out the woodwork, because the Gideon brothers don't need to stop. What is
You
you
about
doing?
bad as everybody else. I got to write something else. Y'all got to let me write something else. Y'all don't even. Here's my thing. I wrote the Holiday Bad Boys, and y'all like them, and I'm so grateful. But y'all don't do nothing like y'all do the Gideon brothers. Can y'all help a sister out?
Well, I can make up some holidays. I mean, because I told you the way they be dicking down them girls, I need more. So I'll make you up some holiday. Hell, I'll find some holidays from some other countries. so you can
To other
you can
countries.
so you can
Keep
write their
going.
story. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I hear you. But I got some other stuff that I want to write. So the Gideons will be. I'm sorry, y'all. Gideons will be done. What did Brandy say? You need the details on what, Brandy? What you want me to tell you, girl? I got you. Tell me what you want to know.
Brandy about to be
Yeah.
my romance conference buddy. She don't even know it yet. But we about to hit these conferences. Like I'm trying to go on what's her name? Kenya Wright's cruise.
Oh yeah. I think I'm pretty much going there. Are you? We got Swirling. I will be at Swirling in the Big Easy in September. Come
Oh,
say hey.
okay, give us all the details about your the romance conferences you're gonna be at.
Yeah, so Swirling the Big Easy is in September in New Orleans. It's going to be down at Bourbon's Orleans Hotel, September 7th, I want to say, through the 9th. I'll be there. Sonia B will be there. Kenya Wright will be there. King Ellie will be there. Francesca Penn, Theodore Taylor, Tiffany Patterson, Phoenix Daniels. Baby, come to New Orleans and meet the ladies, get you some books, and have a good time with us, okay? In April of next year, I will be back at iRate. It's in Jacksonville, Florida. It's April 27th, I think, through the 29th. Um, I will be in the UK in July. Yeah, July. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I got to branch out. You know what I mean? I got to branch out. I told you, I'm trying to put my line in another pond. You understand? I got to get out there.
Hey,
So,
I'm all for you. I'm all
so
for you.
I'll
Maybe
be
they
in
can
the
talk you
UK.
into these cousins for the Gideon brothers. That's what I'm saying.
Friend, you about bad as everybody else. Storm. Don't tell me like
What?
they got to go. They got to go. I love them too. I had people say, you gonna write stories for the babies? I'm like, Lord,
Yeah.
no.
Damn. Damn.
No
Shut it
ma'am.
down real quick.
No ma'am. Don't y'all get enough of Bubba and Sarai
No.
and
No.
oh,
No.
okay.
No.
Cause Sarai gonna be a little true. That is true.
That's
She on hell on 2 feet right now. She ain't about 5 or 6. She is something else. Yeah,
you know you know who I'm interviewing on June 23rd.
who?
Sonya B.
Oh, that's my girl. Just talked to her yesterday. I think it was
I'm
yesterday
be
we talked.
interviewing her, so I got boy. She be getting on me because I be talking about this one character in her book that everybody be talking about, Tripper.
Yeah. Ah, she is not doing the book.
She
She done
she
said that 1,000 times. She is not doing the book for
you
traffic.
know it's
No.
bad when I go on her Zoom and she doing a Zoom about the book, and all I'm talking about is, but what about him though?
You know that's how Peter got written, right? You know that's how Peter got. Peter was not supposed to get a book.
What?
Peter was just a friend, honey. Peter took on a life of his own. People
Look,
fell in love with Peter. Peter
yes,
took on a
Big
life
Daddy
of his own.
P,
Big Daddy Pete.
Big Daddy P.
Yep.
You could not do a book with all the sexiness that was going on with Dell. He needed a book.
They bullied me. They talked about so bad. You gotta give him a book. Please give him a book. You gotta give him a book. And then, boom, there go Peter. Just like the general wasn't supposed to get no book either. It was supposed to be 8 brothers. That was all I was supposed to write. 8 brothers.
Now
We got
you
8
know the
brothers and 2
general needed
bones.
a book because you had
Moses,
Megan
Moses Knight was not supposed to get a book.
with his fine
Sorry.
bald head self.
Fine bald headed self. Yes, ma'am. Hmm. And he's the only stock photo out of all of my covers.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. Wait. Damn, I'm out of alcohol. What? Wait. What? Wait.
He's the only stock
So
photo.
wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
All them they for real?
Yes, ma'am.
Them real people in real life?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Oh
ma'am.
my! I'm about to pass out. What the hell?
Yeah, the Jag, he lives in Abu Dhabi, I want to say. I believe his name is Ahmed. And then Atlas lives in Italy. His name is Francesco. Peter, his name is Orlando. He lives in London. Um, Joseph lives in Poland. His name is Piotr. Who else is there? Anson. I forget Anson's real name. He lives in, oh my God, Belarus. I think Anson lives in Belarus. Asher is Aaron Nick. He's on IG. Um, and then Jacil is actually on TikTok. He lives in he lives in South Africa. He is just as sweet as he wants to be.
You know, I always wanted to go to Africa.
Oh, that man had a brand new baby. Stop that. He
Oh,
got a newborn, a fresh baby.
damn.
Fresh baby. And then Aaron, you haven't met Aaron yet, but yeah, he's a real person. And the infamous Jabari. Yeah. They're all real. They're all real men. Every single one of the Gideon brothers are real men, except for the general. Come back, girl. Come back. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well,
Look, the UK. Yeah, I'll be in the UK, Brandy. Yeah.
I'll be
The
there.
UK, Canada. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I, 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 I feel a certain type of way.
Do you now?
I, I, I need to get some more liquor.
Yes.
I'm over
Yes,
here
ma'am.
drooling.
If you listen, you got to join the Facebook page, the J Nell Naughty Neighbors,
Hold
because
on.
yeah, he's on there. He be in Jacil, the guy who's on the cover for Jacil. He's on there. He's a member of the group. He interacts. He speaks.
Wait. Say that. What's the name?
Can't stand her. J Nell's Naughty Neighbors.
See how this interview gonna end so quick? Because
Wow. I just get kicked to the curb. Wow. Yes, ma'am.
well, I'll be fucking down.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one thing I really wanted to do when I did their covers. I wanted them to be real men. And when I saw the guy who plays Jag, who's on the cover of Jag, I was like, that's him. That's Jag. Like, that's him. And he was doing a live. He was like, ask any question and I'll answer. And my bold self got on there and was like, will you be on the cover of my book? And he said yes.
See, my ass will be like a city girl. Be like, we go together real bad. we go together real bad. Goddamn. You don't know
Yeah.
me, but we already
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. The beautiful thing is I've only had to pay for, I think, 2 guys to be on the cover of my book. All the rest of them have been really nice and just have let me use their images for free.
So have you, with the guys, you just came upon their pictures and was like, okay, this is the person I want for my book? That's it?
When I see them, because in my mind, I know what they look like. You know,
Right.
I know what those characters look like. So when I'm scrolling through TikTok or IG or Twitter or wherever I am, if I run across a guy that fits what's going on in my head, I send him a message. It took me like a year to get Aaron Nick, the guy who's on Asher's cover. It took me a year of just constantly reaching out to him.
Oh,
Just
wow.
kept sending him the same message. And I had honestly given up, and one of my betas was like, just message him again. And I messaged him. I was like, he ain't gonna answer because he had just never responded. I said, he ain't gonna answer. And she was like, you don't know that. So I sent him the message. So I had my phone. I went and I was in the bathroom, just sitting down. I went in the bathroom, scrolling through TikTok, and it popped up that he responded. I almost fell off the toilet, girl. I said,
Now I almost fell off the toilet.
yes. Sure did. It took me a long time. But yeah, so if I see them and they look like who I want on the cover, I reach out. I really wanted them to look like brothers. I wanted them to look like the A's and the J's, to look like they could be brothers. So I really think Jacil and Joseph really look alike. I think you could see that Jag could be their brother. And then, of course, when you see Jabari's cover, you'll be like, yeah, okay, all them brothers is brothers. You know, same with Atlas, Anson, Asher, and Aaron. They look like they could be brothers.
I just like how you mix the diversity of them, like the gingers and the Mari together, and it just
Yeah.
meshed well together. You
You know,
know.
the sad part, it wasn't supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be seven brothers, and they were all supposed to be Maori and white. And
Mm.
I finished his book. I finished Jag's book, went to sleep. It was a Friday night. Woke up Saturday morning, called my girlfriend. I said, I don't like it. It's not. I don't like it. I got to. Something has to change. I said it's a lot of other authors who have had series like this, and it's too
Mm.
similar. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm copying behind something that's already been done.
Mm.
And she was like, she of course argued like, I don't think so. It's fine. I said, no, it's just not sitting right in my spirit. You know, I don't like it. So I took out three of the J brothers,
Mm.
and I said, okay, now how do I want to do this? And when I did that, they just dropped. And Atlas was
Mm.
the first on the scene, literally loud. Atlas was loud, honey,
I
loud.
told you after I read Jack and I saw Atlas, and I was just like, I can't wait to read Atlas. I can't.
He
It was
was
just
loud.
something about Atlas that was
He
hitting
was
me.
loud.
I love Jag, but it was something about Atlas that I was just like, and the way him and True just connect like this.
Yeah, because she crazy.
Yeah, two
He
crazy motherfuckers
crazy,
belong together.
and they love each other. They
And
love each
see,
other. That's one thing I can say about the Gideons. They love their women, however crazy they asses are. They love them just like that.
like I told you, I respect the fact that you have made these men who are not black love these black
Mhm.
women to
Mhm.
like infinity and beyond, and respect them.
Mhm.
And there's no racist elements, there's no microaggressions, there's no none of that. It is just true
Mhm.
romance. And that
Mhm.
is just, and even with the insta love, it's just romance, like with Jag wooing her, you know,
Mhm.
or with Atlas, his actions healing True, you know what I'm saying? And with
Yeah.
Anson and Megan, it's just like, it's just so much. Even with Peter and what's her name?
Lennox. Lennox.
Lennox. Peter with, this is my second chance to find that, be with the love of my life type
Mhm.
deal. And
Mhm.
with the general and him, and that's a black woman, he's a black
Yeah.
man, and he's just
Mhm.
like, I lost my wife, but you know, I gotta open my heart to her, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just the way these stories come together, it just means so much, because I think a lot of women and a lot of black women can see themselves in these characters in some, either even if it's a small minute way, they can see themselves in these characters. And that's how
Mhm.
in each character that you wrote, I could see myself in those characters. Because
Yeah.
Lennox, I'm a biology major, you know, I have a biology degree, so I
Yeah.
I was just like, when you wrote her, I'm just like, oh, that's me.
Yes.
so
Hello.
so it's just like, every woman, there was a little bit of her was savvy with having being a single mother with the kids and
Mhm.
stuff. At one point in
Mhm.
my life, I was a single mother with kids. So
Mhm.
it was just like dealing with a nothing ass nigga. So
Mhm.
so it was
Mhm.
just, you know, I saw myself in those books. So I appreciate
Yeah.
you as an author writing interracial relationships, but also writing these women that is stories that we can relate to.
I mean, yeah, because like I said, I put myself in those women's shoes a lot, and you know, going back to what I put in there, like the things, the sex trafficking and all that stuff. But I do delve into other stuff. I bring in LGBTQ a lot.
Right. Right.
A lot. And I've had people like, oh, I really want to see Sky with someone. She is with someone. She has a woman. She has a girlfriend. Like, let that go. Y'all stop being so linear. My daughter
Right.
is
Right.
bisexual. That is her
Mine too.
reality. You know what
Mine
I mean?
too.
So, and then Tiandria has a whole wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I try to put all that in there so that when people do read, they can see themselves. Because that was,
Right.
you know, you asked me that in the beginning. I never saw myself. I never saw
Mm-hmm.
myself in a book. Never saw Nell or AKA, well, Erica, AJ, AKA Nell. I never saw Erica in a book. An
Mm-hmm.
older woman, plus size woman, darker
Mm-hmm.
skinned woman, single mom, still being loved.
Mm-hmm.
And not half-ass loved either. Real love. Like by a nice looking dude. not the bottom of the barrel. Not just take them because you 40 something years old and this is all you can get at this thing. No, hell no, I want to read that. I could live that. I want to read something. No.
We don't want Bobby Browns. We don't want the Bobby Browns. We want the
No.
Jason Moas. We want the Jason or the Michael Boyes or Michael B. Jordan.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's what we want.
Yeah. Roman Reigns.
Oh God
Because
damn.
Roman.
Not Roman.
Okay.
Woo.
Yes, God.
Got me outside to put the church finger up.
Yes, Jesus. And he married a black woman. Come on, Roman. Come on.
All of the Usos except for The Rock married a black woman. I just what?
Yeah. Roman can get it anywhere.
Every day,
Jason
any
Momoa,
day,
anywhere.
Anytime.
Yes.
Anytime.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Well, I appreciate you coming to do this interview with me. My first interview on TikTok. I had so much fun.
So did I.
You are a hoot. I know I'm kind of crazy. Yeah, just a little bit.
Then we the perfect storm.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
But I look forward to doing a video for Giselle because Lord, your Gideon brothers, they the shit.
Wait, I remember seeing your video on Anson, and I laughed so hard because you was like, if you're not blowing up an island for me, I don't want you.
Hell no. If you not blowing shit up, if I say, babe, they done fucked me over, I need you to go over to their country and fuck some shit up. If you
turn the whole island up.
If you ain't willing to blow that motherfucker up, we can't be together.
We cannot talk. Don't talk to me.
Don't
talk to me.
I need this for me. I need this for me. I'm just saying.
I mean, the thing with not only did he just fuck up a whole country or an island, but the way he loved her, the patience he had,
and this goes back to what I said. If men and women read romance books, there is a key factor in the books: patience.
Yeah.
Patience is healing. If you have patience,
he very so much was his love and his patience didn't heal her, but it created a space that allowed her to heal, and that's what he did for her.
And do you think that as romance writers, that fantasy, like you said, it gives people that standard, a higher standard? Do you think as women in this day and age, with so much of motherfuckers trying to tell us what to do with our bodies, telling us what we can and cannot do, and if we too sexual, then we deserve to get this, that, and the other. Right. Do you think romance novels is the best escape from the reality of what we go through on a daily?
Once again, I think it depends on which romance author you're reading, but yeah, it could be that and Bridgerton.
Girl,
Shonda makes me sick. Shonda Rhimes makes me completely sick. I'm sick of her. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. If she called me up and say, "Hey, Nell, I read the Gideons and I want them," she can have them. We can.
The way I'm gonna get kicked off the set, I know I won't be an extra, and I probably won't even be an actor on it. But the way I would get kicked off the set because I want to see to make sure y'all doing it right. That's all I'm saying. Don't fuck up the Gideon brothers.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna need Jason Momoa to play Jack, and we're gonna need Roman Reigns to come in and play Solo.
Ma'am, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail because I'm gonna be on set and do something stupid. I'm going to jail. Jail, I'll tell you. That
We're gonna be listen, we're gonna be sharing a cell because I'm going there first. I'm gonna be sitting there like, what took you so long? I've been here.
this man gonna have a restraining order on me from all countries. All countries. Cause
I feel you.
I'm gonna be hey.
I feel you. Okay. Yeah, but but yeah, I think so. I think so. It gives you everything you're looking for, right? It gives you a little fantasy, gives you some romance, a lot of love, some action, right?
You have a
A
great
happy
night,
ending.
Brandy.
Bye, Brandy. Yeah, I think so. But like I said, it depends on who you're reading. I was listening to somebody's TikTok and they read it interracial and it was nothing but racist stuff.
Ooh.
I said, and I reached out to her. I said, I'm a little disturbed by what you read. I would like to send you Jack. I'm gonna need you to step into the world of the Gideons. Because I don't do the racist stuff. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that to make the story enjoyable or relatable.
I have read
I don't understand that.
one book series. It's the Small Town Rogue series, and it's
Okay.
by her name is Meadows. I forgot her first name, but she's a black author. But it's an interracial relationship type, multicultural thing. But the thing about it is, it dives deep into the South and the segregation.
Okay.
So it's like you get the whites on this side and the blacks on this side, but you have the most racist family. Their youngins fall in love with black women. But
Sound
it's
about right.
not the men that are racist, it's their family that is racist. So you
It's
get
kind
a
of like Mason.
lot of racist attributes in that.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes with the story. And that was the only time I was like, okay, I can read this book. Because it actually
Uh-huh.
goes with, it's not about, oh, this is just race. It's literally, it goes with the story. But you got
Yeah.
to, that is a whole, that whole series is a whole trigger warning in itself.
Mm.
It's because
Mm.
when you're dealing with the South
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
racism,
For
it's a
sure.
whole trigger warning within itself.
It is. I agree. Yeah.
So
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to let you go. Damn, we've
All
been on
right.
here for 90 minutes. See, it was supposed to be only
Yeah.
35 minutes. Look at that.
We had a lot to cover.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to bring you back after all your books come out so we can talk about it some more, especially after you do your romance conventions. Because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to talk to you about your experience and with your romance conventions and being an author
Yeah.
going to romance conventions. I want to hear your experience from that because a lot of people
Mm.
don't get to go to romance conventions or they're too scared to go to romance conventions.
Why are you scared?
Because I'm introverted as hell. I don't like people to save my fucking life outside of because I go outside and my tolerance about this much. That battery goes so fast, and I'll be like, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
back in the house because somebody done said something to irritate the hell out of me. But
Believe it or not, I am also super introverted, very
mm,
quiet. My PA would be like, I'm surprised she's not on here. I'll be doing interviews. She'd be sending me messages. Smile. Why are you looking like that? Talk to people, because I'm the same way. But if you're gonna start with one, Ira is a good one. Ira is a good one because Kasana, who's the person who's over it, she's real down to earth, real laid back, and it's not super huge, and
mm,
it's real cool. And when I went last year, it was my first year. I was nervous, new author. I was
mm.
more of a fan than an author at that point. But they were really welcoming. The authors are pretty. They're really welcoming. Sonya B is a mess. King Ellie, Francesca.
I,
Um,
I can't wait to do her interview because I know I'm about to get on her goddamn nerve. I just know, and I'm gonna try to get an interview with Kenya Wright too because I got some things I need to get off my chest.
Good luck with that. Kenya be all over the doggone place. I don't even know what country she in right now.
She getting
She
ready to go
be
to London.
everywhere. Yeah, she is going to be in London, but she's going to be in Charleston in September, November. maybe
Yeah.
November. So she,
That's
yeah,
why I
she
said
be
I'm
all
gonna
over
go
the
with the
place though.
cruise because there's no way, I'm gonna see her any other time.
Come to Swirling. She gonna be, and she having a masquerade ball.
Girl, look here.
We about to do up in Nova. We about to have us a good time.
You trying to
You
get
need to
me in
come
trouble?
on. I'm just trying to, get my art reader there with me.
Not the art.
Look, trying to get my art team lead, to come on down there with me.
I'm gonna have to see because I'm supposed to go to the what is it called, the smut conference in Florida.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I might not. I might just wind up doing a giveaway and giving my ticket to somebody else because me and Florida ain't seeing eye to eye right now.
I feel you. Definitely
So
feel
I
you on
might
that.
give my ticket to somebody. It'll be like a giveaway. Give them a ticket. They just got to pay for
Mm-hmm.
their flight there, but they'll have
Yeah.
VIP package. You know.
Nice. Nice.
So I might do that before September because that's when it is.
Yep, September. And
Yeah.
I'm ready to go because by then Aaron will be out by then.
Lord Jesus.
I've only have one Gideon brother left.
You gonna have me
Yeah. I
crying.
would
You gonna have me crying.
I'm probably gonna cry when I finish that series. I'm probably gonna cry. Yeah. And then someone said, "You gonna do a Gideon Christmas?" I said, "Stop, y'all,
Yes,
stop."
yes. Thank you.
Oh my
Gideon
god.
Thanksgiving, Gideon Christmas, Gideon New Year, Valentine's Day, Juneteenth.
Really?
You know, get them all in there.
Not the Juneteenth, sis.
I'm just
Stop
saying.
it.
I'm just saying. Let's, work the holidays. We got to
Uh-huh.
know the
Uh-huh.
updates. I'm just saying.
Them
I'm just
Gideons
saying.
is going in. I'm sorry. I know y'all love them. They got to go.
Oh, I
Hmm.
just, hopefully I can just bug
I
you to
know.
death. And you just be like, you know what? Just one more.
Oh!
Just so you can shut the fuck up. One
Just
more.
one more.
Just one more. Be like a
Nah,
compilation of
they're
all of
done.
them in one book.
Ooh, that's like a how many page book for all 8 brothers?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, just throwing it out there. Just.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
I love you, but that's gonna be a negative. Yes, ma'am.
not a negative. Damn, it was not even a no.
Negative.
It was a negative.
No man. All them brothers in one book, child, be writing for months. For months on end. Okay? Absolutely not. No ma'am. No ma'am. There's other great things coming. There's other stories and other series that's twirling up here.
Do you
That's
want to do an
coming.
MC book?
I would do it. I'm also gonna be delving into my first what is it called? Mob. Mobster book. Is that
Come
what it's
on
called?
now. Come on
So
now.
I'll be doing that. I've already delved into the BDSM.
You
Um
speaking
I'm
my
I'm
language?
also gonna be doing a couple poly romance. Poly couples.
Like a white shoes?
Two men and a woman.
Ooh.
Mm-mm.
Okay now.
Yeah. I wrote a story for iRay of this year, and I'll send that to you. I'll send you crew. I love that little story. But
You gonna have to be out
yeah.
here telling people you gonna have to swing me from chandeliers and shit.
So
So
yeah,
what is
it's a couple things that's coming. So we got to, I got to branch out. I need y'all to like love another series as much as y'all love the Gideons, please.
I got
Help
you.
me out.
Got you. I got you. I got you. They number one, but I got you.
Not they number one. I understand. I got you too. So
But
who's your favorite? That's what I want to ask you. Which Gideon so far is your favorite? I
Jag,
know. Mm-hmm.
Atlas, Assen,
Uh-uh.
and Joseph.
Not four of them. You got to pick one.
I can't.
One.
It
Oh
ain't
my Lord.
possible. It ain't. There is no. If a person read your series and they say they only like one, they lying. They is lying or they blind as hell. They lying. There ain't no
Okay.
way possible. Someone read your series and was like, "Oh, I only like this one." Use a
No,
line
you
and
can
you.
like more, but you got to have like one the top dog.
You can't.
If
You can't. You just
oh my
can't.
God.
You can't. I'm dead ass. You can't. Cause I will side eye the hell out of somebody if they be like, I only like
I got
Jack.
a few people who were like stuck on like they love them all, but they got their favorites.
Look. Cause each man has a quality that I would love. So it's
Okay.
hard to pick one. Now, when I
Just
first
one.
read Jag, I was like, end all be all. That's the one.
Yeah. Top tier. Yeah.
But then I read Atlas and I was like, I'm crazy as hell too. Then I continue reading on. I was like, this motherfucker done blew up an island. Why the hell? I just couldn't. So
Okay. All right.
I don't know what to tell
I
you.
don't know what to say. I what can I say? That's that. What can I say? I my top tier always gonna be Jag. Although I love them all, it's gonna always boil down to Jag for me.
I'm just trying to figure out how come I didn't run into nobody at the fucking airport like that. Why that?
As much as
Why?
I travel, I ain't either.
Why that ain't never happened?
Oh, but wait. When I went to IRA this year, I swear to goodness, I sat down to a real life Jag. He was the real life Jag. He was a black man, um, a big dude. Not as tall, but he was tall. He was taller than me. And as we were sitting next to each other on the plane, and we went to talking, and he was like, "Yeah, blah blah blah. He do this, he do that." I said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." I was in the service too. I'm retired. I said, "What branch?" I was just waiting. I'm like, "What branch?" He said, "Marines." I said, "Stop it." I'm sitting next to Jag. I'm sitting next to him.
But see,
Yes.
and that was the only thing about Jag. I was just like, because I was in the Marines. I wouldn't
Mm.
date one of them motherfuckers to save my goddamn life, you crazy bastards.
He.
I, I would never, because
Oh
I
my God.
know
He's
y'all.
retired. He's
I
retired.
know,
He's retired.
but I know them. Hell,
Listen, Mama B, and Hemi did an amazing job raising them boys. Okay,
yeah, they did.
yeah,
Yeah,
they.
but I'm just saying because most, I will shoot you. I, I'm
Oh
I'm not gonna
Lord,
play. I'm not gonna play with your crazy ass. I'm crazy. You
let me
crazy.
find out you true cousin on her mama side.
I when I say me and True could have been freaking sisters, you if you ever met anybody in my family and you said, "What is Storm like?" They would tell you, and you'd be like, "Damn, she True." Damn,
It's true.
she
Yeah, true,
she hurt. Yeah,
true.
I am.
There's something wrong with True. So in Ansem book, they like, where you keep getting these guns from? True pulled out like 8 guns. 8 guns because Sky came in the house crying. She was ready to roll.
If you ready,
Something
you
wrong
ain't
with
gotta
True.
be. If you be, you ain't gotta be ready.
If
If
you
you
be
ready,
ready,
you
right.
know what I'm
If you
saying.
stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That part.
Yep.
I
True
go by
says
the
she
sign of
always ready.
Cancer. TikTok. I ain't trying to say nothing. Well, I'm just saying.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
now that we have completed this interview,
Mm-hmm.
I will be hitting you up
Yes, ma'am.
because I'm gonna be on you like white on rice to make sure I am the first in line
Yeah.
for these books. That's all I'm
Uh-huh.
saying.
Okay. You might can get because I have to format Jaceel between today and tomorrow. So if you want to kind of art read them,
Hell yeah! You ain't gotta say nothing but a word to me.
um,
All you gotta do is be in a DM like, do you want art? Before you even get art out, I'm already yes,
like you did for Finn, you was like,
yes,
send them on, send them on, send them on.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am, yes.
Yeah. All right. I got you.
So thank you,
Thank
and
you.
I can't wait to talk to you again because I am gonna hit you up later this year so we can talk once again about
Mm-hmm.
your books, the romance conventions, and probably have another author on with us.
Oh, that'd be fun. Let it be Sonya. My God, help us. Y'all
Oh
ain't ready.
Jesus.
You ain't ready.
TikTok gonna ban my ass.
Yeah. Yeah. They probably gonna ban me too. Yeah.
'Cause I ain't got no filter.
Let it be Sonya crazy tail. That's my girl. Yeah. That'd be fun.
So I will talk to you.
Cause we ain't got shit in common. No, we ain't